It's cold. It's winter. It's not as cold as this jacket would have you believe. But for the next month or so, the weather's not going to be great. It's going to rain a lot. I think spring is about 40 days away. The only jobs that we really have on the farm at the moment are our vineyard at the back here needs pruning. We've got to prune our sort of olive trees down at the bottom there. And we've got to plant up our vegetable patch for spring. So yeah, so it's given us some downtime. It's opened up two really awesome possibilities. Now, we get lots of emails from you guys asking us, first of all, can we film properties for you? So you've said, you know, you're on furlough or you're on lockdown, you can't get out here. There's properties that you really like the look of on Pure Portugal or Remax or whatever it is, but you just can't get down here at the moment. You love our videos. Can we make a video for you, do a virtual tour? So that's the one thing. The second thing is people have asked us if they can meet us on Zoom, you know, so can we do like a Zoom chat? Now, if you don't know what Zoom is, it's basically an app that allows you to chat with your webcam and your microphone to someone. So you can sit in front of your phone or your laptop and you can basically have a meeting with them. And, you know, people want to pick our brains and ask us all sorts of stuff about how we moved to Portugal. And so these are two things that we want to start offering. It's going to be very limited availability because, you know, Gina and I aren't looking for a full-time job or anything like that. We just want to help a few people realize their dreams because we feel that we've been really blessed moving to Portugal here. And, you know, if we can help some other people do that as well, I think that'll be really great. There's a lot of, you know, experience and stuff that we've learned. We've been looking at properties here for 2 years. We've been living in one of them for the last 12 months, and we know exactly what, you know, what you do need and what you don't need, what you should look out for, you know, the pitfalls of different things. You know, in terms of filming properties, we can really focus on things. If you want us to focus on like the roof or the structure of the building, we can make sure that we get lots of close-ups of those different types of things, and we can obviously give you our own personal expertise on, you know, on these properties and whether or not we think you're getting a good deal, if you're in a high fire risk area or whatever it is. I'm sure there's lots of things that we can help you with. So yeah, if that's something that you're interested in, if you want to have a beer with us and or a cup of tea or whatever it is, have a Zoom chat, pick our brains, let us know. We're going to put our contact details in the description below. Send us a private message on Facebook or Instagram, drop us an email, tell us exactly what your requirements are, and we'll work out a quote for you. You know, obviously every single building is different, every farm is different, so we can't just have a set price for going and filming a property. It all really depends on, you know, how big the place is and how complicated the film will be or the shoot will be. So yeah, so drop us a message, let us know what you're after, and we can give you a price on that. And we'd really love to hear from you, and we really hope that we can help some other people realize their dreams and move to Portugal as well. It's been absolutely awesome living here, and we really hope that you, if this is your dream, we really hope that you can also make it come true. Hey guys and girls, it's Ken and Gina from OK Portugal, and today's a wet, grey, cold, drizzly day. So we're all inside, we're all around the fire, everyone's trying to keep warm. I'm originally from South Africa, she's originally from Southeast England, and we just decided, you know what, enough is enough. We just can't take the weather anymore and the stress. We sold everything, bought ourselves a camper van and drove from England all the way through to Portugal. We stayed in a rental house for about 6 months, and we managed to find this beautiful farm. We know that there's so many people that are starting to watch these and really enjoy these videos now. Please join us, you know, come along for the ride and see how we settle into life in the Portuguese countryside. It's Tuesday the 2nd of February 2021, and the time is 7:45. I think it's 7:45. Yeah. And our oldest cat, Nanook, she's very unwell, and we think that she might be going into heart failure. So we're on our way to the vets in Castelo Branco. Yeah, holding thumbs, she's going to be okay. So we're just at the vet in Castelo Branco. Only one of us can go into the consultation room at a time. So yeah, so Gina's in there now with the cat, and hopefully she's going to be okay. She's really unwell.
Let's see what can we see today.
So she's got tachycardia, which is basically her heart rate's incredibly high. They're just going to do a scan on her now. I think they're going to do an x-ray to just see whether or not the heart is enlarged and all of that stuff. Yeah, she is definitely very ill, and we think she's going to have to stay in overnight. The thyroid test is only going to come back tomorrow, but in the meantime they did a test on the blood, and the one thing that did come back was that she has very low white blood cell counts, and she's got very low blood pressure as well. So yeah, shame, man, that poor little thing. Hopefully she pulls through. Alright, so it's Thursday the 4th of February, 7 o'clock, and we've just come to pick up Nanook. So here she is. We're just fetching her back home, and yeah, I'll tell you guys a little bit about it in a moment. Okay, so we've just going back to the car now. We've got Nanook inside this little magician's thing, and yeah, I'll tell you guys about what's going on with her when we're in the car. We're back in the car, and Nanook is in the cage, and yeah, I'm really sorry about the filming quality here, but unfortunately I'm doing this all on my phone. Let's see, can you see her face? Yes, there we go. Hello. So I thought that Nanook had something wrong with her thyroid because her heart was going crazy. She's been losing a lot of weight. Like, as it turns out, her thyroid is perfectly fine. The blood tests came back. She has very low white blood cell counts, and she has massive inflammation of the whole abdominal cavity. She's got a lot of gas inside her intestines, and inflammation of the pancreas, the liver, the kidneys, and she basically, her whole digestive tract had shut down, so nothing was progressing, so it was all building up. They had her for the last 2 days. She's been on a drip, so she got hydrated again because she was very dehydrated. She was having problems keeping her body temperature up, and they noticed that there was like very inflamed lymph nodes, and the lymph nodes are the things that have all of your white blood cells and potentially can indicate something like cancer. So what they wanted to do was, like, not a biopsy because she's very weak, but they wanted to take some of these cells from the lymph gland, the lymph nodes or whatever. The results are going to come back in about a day or two, and what that'll tell us is whether or not she's got cancer, which we obviously hope that she doesn't have. But at this point in time, they can't find any other reason for it. She's doing a lot better. She's eating again. She's her bowels are moving again. She's not dehydrated anymore. So they're letting us take her home, and hopefully we can make her a lot more comfortable until we can find out what's wrong with her. So as you can see, it's absolutely beautiful weather in Portugal today. The sun is shining. I'm working on my tan. No, it's terrible weather. It's going to be like this for the rest of the month. So we're just having a little walk around here on the farm. Excuse the bad audio, but because we're in the rain, I don't have any fancy mics plugged in. We're just going to go into our bottom field here and check out the flooding. You can see how well the grass is growing down here. It looks beautiful. So this year we didn't actually plant any grass seeds or anything like that. All of the grass that you see growing up, well, around here is all just natural. It's all just come up on its own. I think from last year there were lots of seeds left over, and so it's just kind of reseeded itself. And hopefully we're going to have some really good hay, or straw, or not straw, but sorry, hay for animals later on. And yeah, and we can get our neighbours' sheep in here and they can do some work on it. If you see over here, this is wild boar have been going through here. So we've had a little bit of wild boar action. This is what they do, is they use their noses to dig up, to get at roots and grubs and things like that. Now one of the things we have here is a lot of flooding, but this is just because it's at the lowest point of the land. The farmhouse, which is up at the top here, is a good, I'd say a good 10-15 meters higher than this point, and so all of the water just tends to find its way down here. Now speaking of wild boars, we had a little bit of a situation last week, which could have turned really nasty, to be honest. And it was quite a surprise because obviously we've been in this farmhouse for an entire year. But I was inside the house. I can't remember what I was doing exactly. And Gina, very panicked, came up to the door, threw the door open and said, "Our dogs are under attack." And I was like, what the hell, you know? So I ran outside in my slippers, and, you know, it was raining and it was all muddy. And I ran with my beautiful sheepskin slippers right through the mud down to the bottom of this field, because there were, I think, 4 or 5, I think it was 5 guys with shotguns and a group of 8 dogs, a pack of 8 dogs, just like cruising through our field here. And our dogs were going crazy. Mimosa was trying to run after these hunting dogs, and we had some really bad experiences in England with hunters illegally hunting, shooting at our cats, and you know, having shots land all over our house and stuff. And obviously I come from South Africa, where when you have people uninvited on your land with guns, it's not good. So I came running down there and used every single expletive and swear word known to man whilst running down this field trying to tell them to get off my land. And yeah, there was a little bit of an argument that ensued. They sort of yeah, basically I got them off, and I wanted to go to the police. I wanted to report it. I was really furious about the whole thing, because obviously this is our private property, this is our private land. And so anyway, you know, I was going to go to the police. I was really pissed. I couldn't really communicate with them, and I spoke to my neighbor, the next door neighbor's son, and he knew the number for the hunting association. So he gave me the number. I spoke to the president, and basically what has been happening historically on this piece of land is that guys have been hunting here. The farmers have given permission for the guys to come through here and hunt the pigs. They didn't know that now we own this farm and that we live here, and so there's a little bit of miscommunication. Obviously they see this crazy South African guy running down a field. One of my shoes had fallen off, one of my slippers, so I had the slipper in my hand and I was running at them yelling. So I just got to roll up my trousers here. I was running at them yelling with a slipper in my hand, swearing and going crazy, and they obviously think I'm a complete maniac, which isn't that far from the truth. But anyway, it's kind of resolved now. They just said, listen, we're really sorry, we're going to take your farm off the piece that you're allowed to hunt on, and big misunderstanding. When the lockdowns end, we'll buy you a beer. And so yeah, so it worked out good in the end. You know, I was really stressed because I just had these images in my mind of illegal hunters just coming onto my land whenever they felt like it and trying to be threatening with their guns and stuff like that. But it wasn't like that, and it ended well. So you can see here, this is the very lowest point in the land where all of the water pools up. And yeah, it does this every single year. I mean, you also have to bear in mind that in that direction over there is a well, and the well goes down a good, well, we are probably about 5 meters lower than the well, and that well is almost filled to the brim. So a lot of the water, the spring water from the well, is also in this ground. You know, you're just not going to be able to dry it out until the summer comes. So it's always very, very wet here. Now we get a lot of people telling us that we should oh, you should build swales, and you should, you know, geo change your land. You should use permaculture and get a digger. And now I totally get it. You know, people are very excited about you know, permaculture. It's become like a very sort of hot topic and a very trendy word, and there's a lot of principles that we already use that are permaculture principles, but as far as arriving on a farm that you've only been living on for 12 months and deciding to get heavy machinery in to just completely change the layout of the land and dig huge swales into the ground that are basically going to make this happen in winter, it's probably not a good idea, especially when we have an established farm with established olive trees, an established vineyard, and now we're going to start changing how the water lays on the land. So that's why we're not going to do that yet. I'm not saying that we're not ever going to do it, but we need to have an idea of what actually happens on this farm. Where does the water lie? Where you know, where are the driest points? What does a good summer look like? What does a really bad summer look like when it's a real drought? You know, what does a bad winter look like? So apparently this is a bad winter. So now we know that, okay? But what we don't have is we don't actually have a problem with water on the farm. We've got plenty of water in the summer in our wells. None of our trees go dry and die. We don't have to irrigate anything on our farm during the summer. So as far as I'm concerned, there's no need for us to spend a whole bunch of money getting diggers in and digging huge swales and doing all sorts of stuff on the farm. It's just, I don't know, it would just be silly to do that at this point. But who knows, maybe later on I'll feel differently. Hello, you little peach. Jeez, look at this.
Oh.
Right.
Oh, poor old Nanook. So as you can imagine, it was really nice to get her home. Nanook doesn't like being in vets. She gets quite stressed out, and I get quite stressed out because she's my baby girl. So yeah, we didn't get any conclusive results from the vet at the time. We're waiting for biopsy results to come back either today or Monday. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be very good news. She took such a turn for the worse so quickly and is still very, very poorly. In fact, Ken woke me up last night to say she looks so bad, to come and give her a goodbye cuddle because she looks so ill still. So hopefully once we get those results back, we can make an informed decision about treatment that maybe we want to go or what steps we're going to take next.
Yeah, I mean, this is a cat that was about 6 kilos 12 months ago, and now she weighs 3.5. You can feel her ribs, and yet she eats constantly the whole day, just wolf's food down constantly. Doesn't have worms. Her blood tests came back. They're all fine. She has a slight bit of kidney problems, but nothing that's really worth treatment or anything. And they did all sorts of tests. I mean, they did different blood tests, thyroid tests. One of the things that we thought was that she had hyperthyroidism, which is quite common in older cats, where the thyroid gland basically becomes overactive and makes their metabolism just completely ramp up, so they're just starving the whole time and they're burning lots of energy. So we were kind of hoping in a way that that was going to be the problem, because if that's the problem, that's treatable. Now they've ruled that out because the thyroid test came back, it's not that. And so unfortunately, we're a little bit worried that the biopsy is going to come back and show something a lot more serious. So, yeah, I mean, one of the good things is the vets here are really good,
Yeah, so she ended up spending 2 nights at the vets and 2 days, well, 1 full day, and then we picked her up yesterday, yet the bill was only...
Yeah, €221, and she had so much work done. I mean, she was on a drip the whole time. She had salts, potassium and all sorts of stuff, I'm guessing, to keep her hydrated. She had a whole bunch of different shots and injections to take down swelling, and she had 2 echographs or sonographs, or what's it called, ultrasound. She had 2, ultrasounds. Hang on a second. No, wait. She had 1 ultrasound.
And 2 x-rays.
2 x-rays. She had all sorts of stuff done here.
And then the medication she was sent home with as well.
Yeah, which is CBD, like a CBD oil to take down swelling. So, I mean, we got all sorts of work done here. It only cost $221. And the crazy thing is that in England, whenever we used to take these pets in, it used to cost hundreds and thousands, for, really minor things. Just like a blood test was like 100 or even more than that. So it's a real blessing that in Portugal, you can really look after your pets well, because the vets are relatively cheap here.
And amazing. Well,
really?
that vet is amazing anyway.
Yeah. Vet Beirão, which is in Castelo Branco. If you're in central Portugal, I highly recommend it. They speak excellent English.
And they love the animals every time I go in, because we took Nando's in.
Yeah, Nando's the rooster here.
So they always giggle about it every time. And obviously Mimosa, they all love Mimosa. So
yeah.
And it's and they remember all of the pets' names. The only one they haven't seen at that vet's is Boyki.
Yeah, and one of the nice things as well is that, she was put in a room with just other cats. It was nice and quiet and nice and calm. Some of the other vets, when he was sick, for instance, the noise that was coming out of the sort of waiting room for the animals was just horrendous. It sounded like dogs fighting and crying and dying, and it was just so loud and so stressful, and I can't imagine what it was like, when he went to another vet, which was in Guarda somewhere. It was just a really, really stressful place, and he had to stay there for about 4 days. And again, the vet bill there was quite cheap.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were kind of worried, she's an old lady and we don't want her locked up in a cage with a whole bunch of angry dogs. So she had a nice relaxing stay, and I think now she's quite happy just to be home again and
So we're just enjoying spending time with her and making sure that she's comfortable and loved and warm and fed, and just taking all those moments in as memories.
Yeah, she's our first pet that Gina and I ever bought together, and she's been through a lot with us. She's been through a couple of different houses and different changes of scenery around England, and now all the way to Portugal. She's had a really good life.
And she's the matriarch of the family. She puts everybody else in their place.
Yeah, but now she's too weak to do that. So she's going to be the top female in the house soon. She's going to take the position away from Gina.
Well, I am.
I'm in the edits of this week's episode. I know you guys want to get your episode tomorrow. It's Saturday today. Tomorrow's Sunday. I'm kind of trying to get it all together. But I thought I'd mention something because a lot of you guys have got drones. I know a lot of you guys have seen some of the shots I've done with my DJI drone. At the beginning of January, so over a month ago, I smacked my drone into a tree outside, broke one of the arms off. It was a real disaster, but I thought to myself, it's not a problem. I've got DJI insurance. It's called DJI Refresh, and you can buy it on their website. I can't remember the exact price, but you pay for a 1-year insurance, and then you have to pay, I think, 79 euros to replace the drone. So I thought, it's not a problem. I'll just get a new one. What you do is you print out like a return label, and you stick that onto a box. You drop it off at a UPS collection point. So I did all of this. I've been waiting now for over a month, and my drone has apparently been lost. I'm really pissed off about this because when you read on the DJI website, it actually says on their website that any items lost or damaged, that DJI is responsible for the transportation, then it's got nothing to do with the customer and that they accept full responsibility. Unfortunately, they aren't accepting full responsibility. They are making me wait for an entire investigation as to where this item is. It's obviously been lost through UPS's system. Another thing worth mentioning is that on the actual label itself, the postage label, it actually says DJI Mavic 2, Mavic 2 drone. So anyone looking at this package can actually see exactly what's inside. It doesn't say it's broken. So someone's probably looked at this box and gone, oh my God, there's like a 1,500 pound, drone inside here. I'm going to steal this thing. So yeah, I'm not sure what's happened there. But I'm really upset because it's been over a month. Obviously, you know that I use these drones for our videos. This is a working tool for me. I've contacted their customer service numerous times now, and I'm just getting bog standard responses of apologies for the inconvenience, all these copied and pasted things. They're asking me to phone UPS and try and find out where the drone is. And I think that's incredibly unfair considering that it's not my responsibility. It's their postage service. And once the item is in their postage service, they should be accepting responsibility. So I thought I'd add this in there, not just to have a moan, but to point out to other people that are maybe thinking about buying DJI Refresh insurance. I've had a bad experience. Does that mean everyone will? Probably not, but it is worth noting. Maybe there's other insurance policies that you can get for your drone that will replace it and you don't have to go through this headache. So if someone from DJI is watching this, or if you know someone from DJI that can help me, please can you see if they can do something, because I really want to get the drone back in the air. I can do some awesome videos for you guys again. And yeah, I really need help with this. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'm going to get back on this. I know you want your video. So yeah, I'm going to crack myself a beer, put my headphones on, and get back into it. Thanks for watching, everyone. We're going to have a new episode up shortly. All the best.